Mike Rodak with AL.com. For Jahvon, you'd mentioned on Twitter today about the balls potentially being overinflated in the tournament. Just what have you noticed from that, and how's that affected you?
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes, the balls are just a little too bouncy. I don't think it's affected me personally this tournament, but, it's been something that the guys talk about in the locker room.
More questions? Right side, back row.
For Brandon, Ryan Hennessy, WVTM, NBC 13 in Birmingham. Just want to ask about the groin. How's it been, and how helpful was the break from Birmingham?
It's been really good. I feel like me and Clark spent a lot of time with it during the break. So I feel like I can just go out here and compete with my team at 100%.
Any more questions from, okay, back left side, back row.
Mark, Bryce Miller, San Diego Union Tribune. Seems like San Diego State's an interesting combination of physicality and size and really experienced guys. They don't play any underclassmen. How do you view them in terms of that type of matchup, inside?
Very older team, but I feel like we prepared with a great non-conference schedule and a great conference schedule to prepare for them.
Next question on the back row, left side.
Trey Wallace, Outkick. Brandon, does San Diego State remind you of anybody in the SEC that you guys have played against this year? Maybe Texas A&M, maybe an Arkansas type of bunch. Who do they kind of look to you like?
I think they're being viewed right now from us. It's just a team that we have to go out and play really hard against. We know they're a veteran team, so they're going to be physical, probably more experienced than us. But I know that they're going to come out and play hard. I feel like we just have to come out and give the most energy that we can possibly bring.
Right side, center aisle.
Hey, Julian with Fox 5 San Diego. I guess for the three of you, what have you seen on tape from San Diego State so far that's led to their success to get to this point?
Well, we started watching film over the break. We saw that they played a 4-5, a legit 4-5. I feel like, we know that they're a veteran group, of course. I think we just have to come out and just compete.
Oh, yeah, I agree with him. A veteran group, the defense, they cause some teams problems, but I feel like we're prepared for them.
Yeah, definitely their physicality stood out. Like these guys said, veteran group, you could tell that, they've been playing college basketball for a while, and, they look like a really good team on film.
More questions here in the interview room. Far left side, second row.
Danielle Lerner, Houston Chronicle. You guys have obviously experienced these last few weeks being the #1 seed, but when you look at this regional, there are, I guess, more underdogs, quote unquote, than there are in other regions of this tournament. Have you found any useful tricks or tips to kind of keep yourselves, as you've been dominating in your first two games, from getting complacent and kind of just trying to handle that dichotomy?
I feel like us as a group, we just take it slow. We don't overlook any team. We know this team is here for a reason. They beat highly talented teams. So we just have to come out here and just play our game, really, and just not let them speed us up or play at their tempo.
And another thing is we take it one possession at a time.
That was Brandon and Mark. Thank you. Question now, right side, back row.
Brandon, coming from Birmingham, the first two rounds, what's the message to the fans? Not too bad of a trip up 65. What do you want to see in the crowd tomorrow?
We know as a team they came out and showed out in Birmingham and Nashville. So we just hope to see them here in Louisville tomorrow and just root us on. And we always going to play for them and feed off their energy.
Okay. Left side, center aisle.
Tim Sullivan, Leo Weekly. We saw photographs of Coach Saban at your practice yesterday. I wonder what his message was, and has he cleared up the question about wrong place, wrong time?
It was a great experience in practice for me, I could say, because I always grew up being an Alabama football fan. So Coach Saban has always been a great role model for me. So it was just great just seeing him arm's length away from me.
Okay, next question, right side in the middle. Oh, okay. Well, let's go to front row here on the left.
Brandon, you've had a few games, the Houston game last week against Corpus Christi. I mean, a lot of players have games where they aren't all the way there, aren't as. Is there any common thread to your tough games that you've identified at this point that you have to solve each night?
Just knowing I have guys behind me to back me up when I'm not on each night, it's kind of a great thing to have. I think the leaders next to me here on this podium today is they kind of challenged me to be the guy who I am today, on and off the court. So it's just not about scoring the basketball. I think it's the little things like playing defense, getting every rebound, taking charges, just really doing the dirty things on the court to get wins.
Okay, let's go to the front row on the right here, and then we'll take a Zoom question.
Gary Graves, Associated Press. I guess with Saban at practice yesterday, kind of brings attention to the fact that you all have brought a lot of attention to the basketball program from what is considered a football school. How have you all kind of embraced the, kind of getting that kind of profile these last 2 or 3 years? And where do you feel like it kind of establishes the school?
I feel like it kind of motivates us guys. I feel like we have a winning school. It's just not about the football team at Alabama. I feel like it's Alabama basketball, Alabama football, Alabama track. All the organizations there, I feel like it's just a winning program.
Okay, next question is going to be from our Zoom attendants. Chris, you have a question?
Hi, I'm Chris Hutchison over at KAIT in Jonesboro, Arkansas. For all three of you guys, wanted to ask you about Brian Hodgson being hired up here as the new Arkansas State head coach. What has he meant to you guys in terms of a coach and recruiter and everything, especially as a person?
I'm so happy for Coach. That's who recruited me when I decided to transfer from Villanova. I'm super happy for him. Since he's gotten to Alabama, he's brought great players in. Obviously, we've been winning a lot more, and I just couldn't be more happy for him.
Thanks, Jahvon. Let's bring questions back into the interview room here. Right side, let's start here on the end, and then we'll go a few seats over.
Isaac Bourne from Mid-Major Madness. Kind of talking back about this San Diego State team. You guys play a majority of your game, or play a lot of your game on the perimeter, really good at three-point shooting, and San Diego State has one of the top three-point defenses in the nation. So how are you going to adjust this game to kind of, go against one of these better defenses?
I feel like, we played a bunch of teams this year who's tried to run us off the three-point line, and, we've adjusted and we've made we've gotten to the basket. If they try to run us off the line, we get a feel for how they're guarding us, and we try and find that adjustment. And this won't be the first team who's not trying to let us shoot threes. So I think we're pretty prepared for whatever they throw at us.
Okay. Thanks, Jahvon. Right side.
Mark Ziegler, San Diego Union Tribune. I know you guys can't talk about the incident. Hopefully Brandon and Mark can both answer the specifics of the incident, but I'm curious, there's a lot of external distractions around your team. How have you been able to deal with it and not have that sort of morph into the basketball court? How have you been able to block that out?
I feel like we just lean on each other.
Yeah, to go what he said, we just lean on one another.
Any more questions here in the interview room? Okay. We will let the Alabama student athletes go. Thanks, guys. Good luck.